Hello and welcome to Climbing Daily. We're in Oulu, somewhere in northwest Finland. It's minus 26 degrees. This is the most bizarre thing I've ever done, and we're here to film some ice climbing. So today is qualifying day, which means the athletes are battling out for 8 women's and 8 men's places in the final. There's a few walls on offer. There's the more sort of vertical one behind me, the crazy overhanging thing, and then the ice section is the speed climbers. All the athletes and me are battling this cold because it is absolutely freezing. So I've managed to find Juho, who is the organiser of this event, and he's also been competing, so you are a busy man today. Thank you for having us, first of all, because it's amazing to be here.
Thanks for coming, and I mean, it's really enjoyable. We had a good weather, except having a bit coldish this morning, 28 minus or something.
Yeah, it's an understatement, that one. Explain to us how this works, right? So we've got the ice climbing World Cups, we've got World Championships, we've got everything. So how does this event fit into the scheme of things?
So this is the European Cup event, and this is the European Cup finals. So this is the first year that they're running the European Cup, and so it's for the European climbers. Basically, quite a few of the World Cup climbers coming for the European Cup as well, and this, I think, is the second last event before the World Cup event in Kirov.
So do you get World Cup climbers coming to here as a sort of like a practice, a warm-up, ready for those big ones? And do you get people breaking into the circuit here as well?
Some of them, yes. Although I've noticed that there's been a group of climbers that have done really well throughout the European Cup. So I guess some of them are, you know, sort of focused on the European Cup more. And of course, this is a kind of a stepping stone to the World Cup, you know, events.
Now the athletes can't climb in massive down jackets, so what they have to do is chill in this holding area and then make the dash out to that bit over there, strip off and get climbing. So it is considerably warmer in here. There's a fire thing to warm everyone up, and ooh, coffee. You guys, do you want one? Yeah. So I found a microphone so I can talk to a few people, and this is Marion. Marion's just going to explain a bit about what's going on here. So explain to me how the qualification works here.
Okay, so for this competition we have 2 routes, and the way it goes for this one is all male have to climb. They climb first, and then female. So you climb. We are in the 2 groups. Each group climbs one till everybody's climbing to the top of the first route, and then we switch.
And the routes are very different, aren't they? Because one is massively overhanging, one is more vertical.
Yeah. One is more technical but easier and more holes. It's like on a vertical wall, and one is, I would say, 45 degrees or even more. It's really steep, and the moves are a little bit longer. It's not that technical, but it's more power endurance.
Something I've never seen before is the little metal holds on the wall. It seems pretty mean to suddenly stick a metal hold in.
Yeah, so this one are actually good because you have like a small hole, or it's just going across. That's that's nice, but usually if they put them, they can rotate them and then make life really difficult.
Well, mate, I know you've been out there on the overhanging wall. Best of luck for the rest of the qualification. Hopefully see you in the finals.
Thank you very much.
So I'm here with Dennis, who's a bit of a climbing hold expert, and he's going to talk me through how this works. Because, okay, so for a lot of people seeing this show, they're going to think ice climbing, and then they're going to see a wall full of climbing holds. Why is that?
Well, they actually are climbing holds, but there are slight differences between these holds and the holds you use for normal rock climbing. For instance, these seem from a distance like all normal holds, but you'll see a slight difference. There's a huge metal plate built inside. Well, why is that? Climbing tools are reasonably sharp, So if you would climb on normal rock climbing holds, it works for a while, but these picks will dig into the holds. And the more you do that, then they actually get worn out. So you got these, they're special intellect holds, they're called, they're made in Russia, and they put a metal plate inside, and you can replace these bolt-on plates. You just hook them like that, and you can move slightly left and right, but if you go too far, you just skid off.
Is the friction not terrible between metal and metal? I thought you'd just be pinging off it all the time.
Well, actually, for me, this is a quite painful question, because in the top of the route here, they put one of these intellects. It was like an undercling tension into the shoulder, and I had it. I thought I had it. I moved on and it just pinged off, gone.
So that's one of the holds, and up there in that red one, because you were showing me earlier, there's a similar metal design but with little tiny holes.
Tiny holes drilled into it, and that way you can just put like just a tip in. They're only like 2 millimeters like deep, and you just have them in there.
So something like this big one, how would you use that? So if you're climbing up to this hold, you're looking at it, how do you hook that for the maximum hookability? Hookability, that's a nice word, yeah. Well, actually, I wouldn't hook this one, I would wrap it, as we would call it, because it has like an arch behind it. I would just wrap it around, and this way you can actually move all the way up, because it's quite positive hold. Other ones like, well, we just call them crimps, like normal rock climbing. You had to put them on. This one is fairly positive, but like these ones, they're sideways. If you try to put on, you just like skid off, obviously. So you have to really get into it, get your body position right, and hook them. So I'm here with Marion, and Marion, you're the only person in the room who's not wearing a hat. Are you crazy?
No, I'm just fine. I wear enough layers and it's ice climbing, so what else do you expect?
I have no idea, but I did not bring enough clothes. Marion, just talk to me about, because a lot of people won't have seen this sport as much. Talk to me about the sort of the difficulties, how you do it, and how you got into it.
Well, first of all, I'm from the Netherlands, so we don't even have mountains in our country, which is the first challenge for us. So you build just like with normal climbing, you build artificial walls, and that's where we train. It's interesting sports. It's more muscle power, but movement memory is very important. So what you see on the scene is not necessarily that the 16-year-olds are very good at it. It's because you need the muscle memory, the movement memory. So you've got 40-year-olds that are as good as the 16-year-olds.
I've done a little bit of this myself, and the one thing that I always take away from it is just how terrifying it feels, because you're climbing up there, like you've got an ice axe inches away from your face. At any moment it might pop off. Are you ever scared, or have you just totally got over that?
Yes, I'm scared, but of course that's part of the game. And the more experience you get, the less scary it is, because you know better how to trust your ice axes, so you know what to do with them. And of course you get those moments, but on the competition you shouldn't think about that, because that is going to block your movement.
So talk me through your process. So you're in here, you get warm, and then you build up to get out there and compete.
I get my heart rate up. So one of the first things I start doing is running, and I'll run for about 15 minutes, and I've got a heart rate monitor, so I know what my heart rate is doing, that I'm actually warming up. And after that I'll start climbing, just a little bit on warming up, feeling the movements, getting my muscles ready for it, my tendons ready. And after that I'll rest for a little bit, because I'll probably get pumped off the climbing. And then just 5 minutes before my actual climb, I try to get completely exhausted, so my heart rate is really high, so I won't get the lack of blood flow in my hands during the climbing.
So that's the lead climbing section of today done. I hope you understand it, and it's now time to go on to the speed. And you may notice I've got a helmet, harness, and these ice axes on. At the beginning of today I was quite specific about the fact I didn't want to climb because I have a sore shoulder. During the day I've got psyched, and now for the first time in my life I'm going to go speed climb some ice. Oh god. It's hard! So let me explain how speed works. Funnily enough, it's all about the speed. It's a race against the clock. So there's 2 routes on the wall behind me. Each athlete competes on both the routes, and then it's the combined time that gets added together to see if they make it through to the finals. Guys, tell me about speed climbing. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Why did you compete in speed climbing?
I did. It was my first speed comp.
Now, I've just asked that question, but I do know the answer because I saw your lycra whilst you were climbing.
My what?
Your lycra, the
my
trousers.
tights. Yeah. I was sporting some nice tights.
Did that improve aerodynamics on the route?
It did. Yeah. Well, I mean, obviously, because it's a speed comp, that aerodynamics come a lot into it. So I thought, it's my first one. I need an edge. So everybody's wearing these baggy pants and like shin pads. I thought I'd just go straight lycra and be speedy.
The crowd especially loved that look. You were getting a lot of cheers. I'm not so much sure for the climbing.
Yeah. Let's not talk about that.
Hey man, well, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
If you want to buy some lycra, you can buy it at the EpicTV shop. Now, I know you guys are quite keen on bringing new people to the sport and introducing them to it, because this isn't something you see every day. How do people get involved with these competitions if they were like, I'm a strong climber, I want to do this?
Just come over. I mean, we have a gear. We have actually our association has a rental gear, and we have run classes. There's a open route day every Sunday for everybody can come and climb, and we have a courses and instruction and so forth. So I that's probably the reason why we have a pretty active ice climbing scene here in Oulu. Probably the most active in Finland, or at least close by.
Awesome, man. Well, thank you for explaining a little bit more about it to me, and thank you for having us, because this is a stunning place to be and watch some climbing. So
thanks.
Thank you. So that's it, the end of the qualifying day here in Oulu. It started off freezing cold at -28, probably the coldest I've ever experienced, but developed into this amazingly fun day. And the light that's going on now is just beautiful. Make sure you catch up on the finals coming very soon to Climbing Daily, and I'll see you guys soon.